Tonight, the Middle East is once again standing on the edge of a dangerous new chapter. Tehran says more than 1,200 people are dead after massive strikes blamed on the United States and Israel. Southern Lebanon is under heavy bombardment. Warplanes are flying, militias are moving, diplomats are racing against time. And now, the world is asking one terrifying question. Is this becoming a full regional war? Stay with us, because the latest developments are more serious than many people realize. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering the rapidly growing tensions involving Iran, the United States, Israel, Lebanon, and several powerful groups operating across the Middle East. Over the last few days, new attacks, political statements, military operations, and international reactions have pushed the region into one of its most dangerous moments in recent years, and the situation is changing hour by hour. Let's break everything down step by step. The biggest story right now is coming from Iran's capital city, Tehran. Iranian officials have released new numbers showing the scale of destruction caused by recent US-Israeli attacks. According to Tehran's municipal government, there were more than 650 impact incidents across the city. Officials claim at least 1,260 people were killed, more than 2,800 others were injured, and the damage goes far beyond military targets. Iran says around 51,000 residential housing units were damaged. Think about that for a moment. Entire neighborhoods affected, families displaced, children trapped in fear while explosions hit one of the largest cities in the Middle East. The government also says over 10,000 cars and hundreds of motorcycles were destroyed, including many public taxis that ordinary citizens depended on every day. Videos circulating online show damaged buildings, broken windows, fires, smoke, and emergency crews rushing through the streets. For many people living in Tehran, this is no longer just politics. This is personal, this is survival, and emotionally, the pressure inside Iran is growing rapidly, but the conflict is not staying inside Iran. Now attention is also turning towards southern Lebanon. According to Lebanon's national news agency, Israeli warplanes launched fresh attacks on the town of Yoma al-Shakif. Heavy artillery shelling was also reported near Kfar Tebnet and Arnaun. Residents described hearing non-stop explosions during the early morning hours. For people living near the border, fear has become part of daily life. Many families are sleeping without knowing whether another airstrike could happen during the night. And this is important because Lebanon is already facing economic collapse, political instability, and humanitarian pressure. Another major war could push the country even deeper into crisis. Now here's where things become even more complicated. Despite the fighting, Lebanon and Israel have reportedly agreed to extend their ceasefire by another 45 days. The agreement came after talks in Washington, D.C. involving American mediators. At first, this sounds like good news, but there's a major problem. Even while ceasefire discussions are happening, military operations are still continuing on the ground. That means diplomacy and warfare are now happening at the same time. And history shows us something very important. When both sides continue military actions during negotiations, trust disappears very quickly. This creates a dangerous situation where even a small mistake can trigger a much larger war. Meanwhile, the United States has announced a major international arrest operation. U.S. authorities say they captured Mohammed Baker Sod Dawood al-Saadi, a man accused of being connected to the Iran-backed armed group Kataib Hezbollah. According to reports, he was detained in Turkey before being transferred into American custody. The FBI described the mission as a coordinated international operation. Now this matters for one very important reason. Iran-backed groups across Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and other areas play a major role in regional power dynamics, and whenever one senior figure is arrested or killed, the possibility of retaliation increases. That means tensions could spread far beyond just Israel and Iran. This conflict is no longer only regional. Global powers are now openly taking positions. China's ambassador to the United Nations criticized the proposed US-backed resolution involving the Strait of Hormuz. For those who don't know, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important oil shipping routes on Earth. A huge percentage of the world's energy supply moves through that narrow waterway. If fighting expands there, global oil prices could explode, shipping routes could be disrupted, and economies around the world would feel the impact almost immediately. This is why countries like China, Russia, the United States, and European powers are watching every move very carefully. Because what happens in the Middle East rarely stays in the Middle East. At the same time, the Israel-Gaza conflict continues to create new tensions. Israel says it assassinated Hamas military commander Izz al-Din al-Haddad in Gaza, but there has not yet been confirmation from Hamas itself. Meanwhile, in the occupied West Bank, Palestinian officials say another young man was killed during Israeli military operations in Jenin refugee camp. And this is one of the biggest fears international observers have right now. Multiple conflicts are slowly merging together. Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, Iraq, Syria. Different battlefronts are becoming connected. And when conflicts connect like this, controlling escalation becomes much harder outside the battlefield. Emotions are rising across the world. Large demonstrations are expected in London, with thousands gathering for events connected to Palestine and the Nakba. At the same time, far-right political groups are organizing separate rallies. This shows how deeply divided public opinion has become globally. People are emotional, people are angry, people are scared, and social media is making these tensions spread even faster. Every airstrike, every casualty, every political statement. Within minutes, the entire world sees it. There is also another war happening right now, an information war. Governments, media outlets, activists, influencers, and online communities are all fighting to control the narrative. Some call these attacks defensive operations. Others call them aggression. Some believe diplomacy still has a chance. Others believe the region is already moving toward unavoidable escalation. And honestly, this is why understanding the facts matters more than ever. Because misinformation during wartime can become extremely dangerous right now. The Middle East stands at a very fragile moment. One wrong decision, one miscalculation, one unexpected attack could pull multiple countries into a much larger conflict. The coming days may decide whether diplomacy survives or whether the region moves deeper into chaos. But what do you think? Is the situation moving toward a wider regional war? Or can world leaders still prevent a major escalation? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because we are covering every major development as it happens. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next report.